Hey there, everybody. Welcome into Beyond the Draft, the summertime programming of Drafting the Magic. I'm Christian. That's Erik, or that's Erik, wherever he is on the screen. I don't know. You see Erik. Regardless, wherever he is on the screen, we both need you to do a very important thing right now. Like this video, click subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you can always be in the know of all the Drafting the Magic stuff we got going on. Because, Erik, we're getting close to the fall, and we're going to have to do some drafts, buddy.
Oh boy, I've been putting some stuff together for you.
Oh, can't
No, I
wait to
haven't.
see
I'm
it.
just
Oh,
I'm,
all
I'm
right,
just
then.
kidding.
Cool.
I don't do
All
anything.
right.
It's summertime. We do this show. Apparently I'm dancing for some reason. Um yeah, no, I'm excited to get back to drafting again. We got hopefully some great guests planned that are going to come on and join the show, and we'll chat with them a little bit more extensively for our YouTube peeps. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, make them talk, and we're gonna have to get past the fact that we're gonna have to tell people they need to be on camera now. This is nuts.
I know.
Whatever.
If my memory serves me correctly, two people ever didn't turn their camera on when we talked to
Yep.
them. I think that's right.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Since we're on camera, I got to give a shout out to the Main Street dudes. I'm wearing the "There's a Snake in My Boot" shirt. We'll have the link in the comment. I always forget what it's called. Description. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
Erik, you're going throwback Rescue Rangers, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's right. And there's a reason for that. It's because you and I were talking about, are we going to record today or not? And we weren't sure if it was going to happen. And then by the time you text me, it was all good. And I said, yeah, let's go ahead and let's do this. And I already had this shirt on. And not to get too much into details, but I don't know, my foot is killing me and I'm not walking back upstairs to go change my shirt. So
no one cares. No one
I
cares.
love the Main Street dudes. They're my guys. They've been great to us. I'll wear it next time, I promise.
Erik, a big thing happened in Walt Disney World. The Country Bear Jamboree is open, except it's not called that now. It's, what is it called? Country Bear Musical Jamboree or something?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
No, yeah, you got it.
Cool.
It just added a word.
I got it. They released the full set list a little while ago, and from what I've heard, nobody hates it. Question mark?
That's not true.
All right, yeah, you're right.
I will say it's getting a lot more of a positive review than things have been recently, but haters gonna hate. It's what they do.
Haters are going to hate. It is a fun fact. Regardless, I'm excited for it. Whenever we do get back out to Walt Disney World, it'll be a fun little show to go see. But I don't know. Will it ever be the same? Probably not.
No.
So we'll see. We'll have to see what it's like.
It's not for us. We've been through this, and that's what all the people complaining just will never understand. It's our generation has aged out. It's not for us anymore. Everything new coming down the pipeline is for the younger ones. Look, somebody brought up a good point that I read the other day, that they changed the title to Musical Jamboree because nobody knows what jamboree means anymore, which is probably true.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta let them know it's a musical show, and just about all of the songs are IP related, from a Disney movie or Disney Plus series or whatever. And that's just the way things are going to go from now on. So stop complaining about it and just enjoy it, because that's what it's there for.
Yep, you're supposed to go have fun. That's
Isn't that
the
weird?
point. That's the whole point of this whole thing.
Isn't that so weird? Like, you would swear that everybody's job nowadays is to just go and hate on everything. Nope. Go have fun. Enjoy it. You're singing along to the songs anyway. Don't complain what they are.
You're fine. Just get over it. You can listen to that song even if the Bears are singing "It's a Small World" or whatever it is. It's a good show. It will be a good show. I'm gonna watch it online. I know you won't. I'll watch it online.
I might.
That'll actually determine whether I ever go see it in person.
Yeah, I've heard the animatronics look great.
Good.
They're all refurbished and some new ones in there, so they're all looking good. They're working well, as far as I know. Nothing's broken down yet.
Certainly needed. It's no Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Hey,
well, in Tiana's you get in a log, right? Or is it still a log? I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it's a log.
But what if you got on a brand new ship, Erik? Not Tiana's, but the brand new Disney Cruise Line ship is heading to Japan. This is gonna be a huge cruise line acquisition, or I guess just mainstay is being in that market. This could be huge.
I mean, it's going to be operated by the Oriental Land Company, and we know what they've done with the Tokyo Disneyland Resort. So this ship is probably going to be pretty incredible.
It's going to be the best.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be like the Wish as far as structure and everything. But once the OLC gets their hands on it, that thing's probably going to be the best of the fleet. It'll be number 9. Supposed to set sail in 2029. So still a ways away, but when it's done and it debuts, probably going to be spectacular.
It's probably going to have a volcano on it because they've already done that so well.
That's what they do. Yeah, they won't duplicate that. I mean, what other things could you do that are something similar to that? Like change. Okay, so we know, like on the current ships, right? They only need one smokestack because of technology nowadays. So the second one is just for show. Do you make the second one like some sort of mountain and be like, we have one at sea now?
You might as well. If the OLC is putting the money into it, you might as well do whatever you want.
Yeah. So what? Or do you just make another castle?
A
straight up a huge castle to replace a smokestack.
I don't think on the seas.
You won't be able to go in it or anything. It'll just be cool to look at.
Sure. Well, I would love to look at any of them because I've never even seen one of these ships in person because I've never been on one. I've never seen one at dock. I've done it once. I want to do it.
I've done it once. 2006. We were on the Magic, which is the original. Did the old Western Caribbean. Do we do Western Caribbean or Eastern Caribbean? Now I don't remember, but got to go to Castaway Cay. Actually, when we were there, the Flying Dutchman from the Pirates movies was docked.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had just finished filming. And well, not just finished filming, but close enough to where they were like, leave it there so the people could see it when they get here. And it was the one they used for the movie. So
that's so cool.
You couldn't board it or anything. You could just take pictures of it within the background. So we got some shots of that, which was kind of cool. But no, the island was awesome. I am the free throw champion of the world on Castaway Cay. I don't know if you know that. I think we've talked about this once. Maybe we haven't. I don't know.
I don't think on the podcast.
Maybe not. No, not definitely not on the podcast. We haven't. No, we had a competition of who can make the most free throws in 1 minute. Now this was put on by the crew members, so they're the ones who set this whole thing up. And I said, yeah, I'm going to enter, of course. And we are somewhat sports related here on the show, so I can talk about this story. And I went and I made 31 free throws in 60 seconds.
Whoa,
no big deal. But I was like in the middle of the pack of like the number of people who went. I say people like they weren't all like 11-year-olds. I was 20 at the time. So I had to wait for like everybody else to go and see if my number held up. Oh yeah, it did.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Thank you.
Regardless, I've never been on a boat for longer than from Long Beach to Catalina. So,
really?
Yeah.
On the flyer?
I don't even know if that was. It was whatever the 7th grade trip was, but
yeah,
I hated it. So
really?
I don't know. We got to do the old Ensenada. That 3 days where I got to start.
Did you get seasick or anything?
No, just don't like boats. I don't know. I'm not.
Wow.
I don't know.
I mean, I've been on plenty of boats. I've done whale watching a few times. That's interesting, especially when the whales don't show up.
Yeah, super fun.
Mm.
Regardless, Disney Cruise Line getting this additional spot, and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. We talked about it back when I worked at Disney. Was like when this whole like expansion of the Disney Cruise Line is done, and now it is already gone past this point. Disney has more ships than some countries have in their navy, and it's just entertainment. Like it's wild that I cannot wait for Disney space because I know it's going to happen. Whenever we figure out how to live in space, Disney's going to be the first one to plant their flag on that moon and get a theme park out there because they have to conquer every single facet of the world.
Yeah, they're going to have their own branch of the Space Force.
Yes. Yeah. Might as well. Who knows? Well, Eric, the other big news, Oogie Boogie Bash, taking a little bit longer than usual to sell out, but it did sell out once again, which proves me wrong in that people are still going to spend all their money. So I didn't get a ticket. This is yet another year I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not going either. I don't know. Were you still with the company when they did the cast previews?
Yeah.
Did you go do it?
No.
We mentioned it, I think, on the last show that it's great if you want to go and there's less people in the park and you can do a lot of attractions. You get to see some of the characters that aren't normally out, some of the villains especially, and do the treat trails and get some free candy. Although it's really not free, I guess, because you paid to get in there. But Villains Grove is kind of cool. I like that. I'm not entirely sure I'd pay all that money to go to the event itself. So, hey, more power to the people that are. There's the hardcores who got to go do it every year. Good for them. Keep that up.
Tell us how it is.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer for it to sell out, but it got there. That's all the company cares about.
Oh yeah. As long as they hit that number, that's all they're really worrying about. And Erik, speaking of numbers,
yeah,
Inside Out is putting up numbers. Inside Out 2. Sorry, the second one. The first one has not been re-released, but at this point they could probably re-release it and it would make good numbers too, because Inside Out 2 is destroying the box office.
1.25 billion plus. It is the highest grossing Pixar film of all time. It passed Incredibles 2, and it's now the 23rd highest grossing film of all time, animated or otherwise.
That is crazy.
That's a lot of money. And if you think we're not going to get more sequels to things, you're living on a different planet, because everybody complained that we weren't getting original films, and then they made original films and no one went and saw them. And then people complained, well, it wasn't good. Well, how do people know if it was good if they didn't see it?
It's true.
It's because they don't care about new things. They want things rehashed, which is why you get IP in the parks. So then you get the sequel comes out, smashes all these records. Guess what's coming? Sequel after sequel after sequel.
Give me all that nostalgia, baby. Give me Toy Story 17. I'm fine with it.
Let me ask you this. Has anybody ever told you that movie wasn't good, don't go see it, and then you listen to them?
Yes.
Really?
I would say
you didn't want to go check it out for yourself?
Certainly it's happened before. I don't know about specific movies, but I mean, I do remember people saying, "Oh, I didn't like that movie," and so then I would wait till it hit Disney Plus or wait till it hit a streaming service. You know, like, not that I would never watch it, just that I don't all of a sudden have the urge to go see it in the theater while it's there.
Now that stuns me, because you generally have an opinion that's quite the opposite of most people.
I've never been accused of having an opinion. Not once. Anyway.
So I figured if somebody told you it wasn't any good, you'd be like, oh, I got to go see this.
Well, actually, no, there was a running joke that at the Red Car Trolley that if I didn't like something, it was really good.
It was
so. Oh boy, yeah.
Well, amongst our friend group outside of this show, I think that's pretty much the general consensus. So that
would also be
That's a fair point.
Whatever. Well, I saw Inside Out 2, and shockingly, I didn't think it was that amazing of a movie. It was a good movie. But I don't think it's the best thing that Disney's done in the last 10 years. I don't know, but it clearly has struck a chord with the society. I don't know if parents taking their kids. My wife went and saw it again the other night, and it was sold out at an 8:00 showing on a weeknight. Granted, it's the summer, but it was like at an 8:00 showing. That's usually okay. Kids are in bed, unless it's summer, maybe they stay up longer, but still, this movie is doing well. This movie is doing very well. The first time we tried to go see it, we couldn't find a theater that had it.
Really?
Like it was full. Wow. And so then we finally figured it out. I didn't know we had to buy tickets ahead of time nowadays. I thought people still weren't going to the movies. Apparently the pandemic was 4 years ago. But regardless, Inside Out crushing it, and congrats to all the teams at Disney and Pixar, because like you said, sometimes those sequels are the ones to go with, and I guarantee you Inside Out 3 is being worked on already.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think about what else could they haven't done a good Dinosaur 2. That movie was so well received. No.
Yikes.
Although I was talking to Sarah, she said that we never got a Monsters Inc. sequel. And yes, they're doing the Monsters at Work show on Disney Plus, but how cool would it be to see Monsters back in the theater? Well, we had the prequel, right?
Right. But we had a prequel, yeah.
Give me a sequel.
You'll probably get it.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at what Inside Out did. Shoot.
Bugs
Life 2. Where's the Bugs Life 2?
Could you imagine if they did a Bugs Life 2 and it did so well, they were like, we need to have some theme park presence for this.
We shall build a whole land for kids.
Why did we do this before?
What if we just bulldoze Avengers campus? No one likes that.
They still have everything from before.
What's up, Callan?
What's up, Callan? Everything from before and just lift it and put it back into place. Speaking of sequels, Deadpool and Wolverine, you got your tickets yet?
I do have my tickets. We've already talked about this on the show. That's
Oh,
awkward.
did we?
Anyway, but
I don't remember things, man. I'm getting old.
seeing it opening night, well, technically opening midnight 40. And we're gonna see if my 30-year-old body can do that because I haven't done a
Nice.
midnight showing in quite a bit.
So I also got my ticket.
There we
That's
go.
something that we haven't talked about. I'm going the following Tuesday at
Let's
a
go.
normal people's time to
You
where I
better
can
you
get
better
home before
turn
bed.
your phone off. I'm gonna text you every single spoiler there
Yeah,
is.
I got 4 days to avoid you.
Yeah. That's fine. A lot of people have avoided me for longer than that, Dad. Anyway, no, I'm kidding.
I don't think this movie's going to do as well as Inside Out 2, but it's going to do well.
I disagree. I think I mean, granted, Inside Out 2 is doing very well.
You gotta think here. Like, I mean, I don't know how many families are going to be showing up to Deadpool and Wolverine.
You're not wrong.
There'll be
You're
a
not
lot.
wrong.
You know, nowadays we see a lot of kids in these rated R movies, but
Yeah,
it's just not going to be as much.
sure. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the Deadpool and Wolverine spot they did for the Bachelorette or
Yeah.
the Bachelor or something like that. It's just like these guys are perfect at marketing. It's just can you get everybody into that theater and then not have them, call 911 when something happens on the screen.
Yeah, I got my ticket, and surprisingly, the theater was pretty open.
Hmm.
It is IMAX. I don't know.
Ah, that's the worst.
It's a little bit more
That's
expensive.
the worst.
I've never seen a movie in IMAX.
Really?
Yeah, this will be the first
It's
time.
great. You're gonna love it.
What's the? I don't even know what the difference is.
It's just a bigger screen. I don't know.
Oh,
Well, and some movies are shot for IMAX, so
Mhm.
like the regular theaters, you actually are losing picture on the edges, but it's like
oh,
the sky. Like it's not like
right.
It's not like there's a main character hiding in the corner. That
Right.
you don't
Yeah,
see.
that you
So,
miss. No,
I don't
just
know.
extra desert out there.
I don't know if the hype is all worth it, but
Oh, the ticket was twice as much, so that was good.
we're seeing it and if you're local in Southern California, I cannot recommend enough. If you go to the AMC at the outlets of Orange, we'll see if they can sponsor us. Otherwise, it'll be just the AMC in Orange or the movie theater in Orange, regardless. Pay those big bucks or we're not posting it. Anyway, we're seeing it in this big theater, but the sound is all set up to be like the perfect movie experience.
The Dolby
Yeah, well, okay,
theater, right?
but they haven't cut us a check yet, so we're not.
Well, you already said AMC. Who cares?
You're right. Anyway, the Dolby, but it's beyond the Dolby Atmos theaters they have scattered around. The one at the block, and there's a couple of, I think the other ones in LA. They have extra stuff going on in it.
Yeah.
I remember I saw Guardians 2 there with my family.
I also saw Guardians 2 in that theater. Yeah.
Maybe we were there. Maybe you never
Dude,
know.
what if that was the case and we had no idea?
You never know. The other one that I remember I saw in a regular theater and then I wanted to see in that theater, and I'm going to get crap online for this. But my wife and I wanted to go and see Beauty and the Beast with the soundtrack in that theater. And it was a delight. So get on me. I know y'all freak out. I know she was auto-tuned. Who cares? It was...
You didn't know that.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Going in, you didn't know.
I mean, the second time we saw it, yeah, we did.
Oh, you did say it was the second time. That's true.
Yeah, we knew. It just.
I go to the AMC in Fullerton. That's where I like to go because I can sit there and they deliver food to me. Now, some people don't like the idea of that because it's like in the middle of the movie and it ruins things. Blah blah. You can't really pay attention while somebody's handing you a bag of popcorn. Like, calm down.
Sidebar: what are your thoughts on restaurant style food at a movie theater? Like, are you a popcorn guy or are you getting this like plate with this giant burger?
I got to be honest with you, it totally depends because sometimes I'll go to the movies on a whim when I've already eaten, so then it'll be like a snack and a soda type deal.
Yeah.
And sometimes I haven't eaten and it's been planned for a while, and I'm gonna get a burger with probably mozzarella sticks and an adult beverage. So it really depends.
Nah, I'm out on that. Give me popcorn. Give me candy. Soda, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm falling off the candy bandwagon.
Well,
yeah, I'm not eating it in a movie theater anymore. I'm usually either getting popcorn or I'm getting a full meal.
That's fair.
There's really no in between for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, Eric. We had some opinions voiced once again on the Drafting the Magic question of the day, which really should be renamed Question of the Week at this point because we're only doing about one a week. Regardless, the question was, what is the most underrated land? Before we get to everybody else's, do you have an underrated land here, Eric?
You know, I saw the question the other day, and you know how you and I,
Oh, you're
well,
not
you
going to answer
respond
it?
to
Come
it a
on,
lot.
answer it. Come on. We're not
I
doing this.
don't, because I don't want to give away any secrets, especially since we're going into season 3
You
here.
think I remember?
Well, that's true. I usually have my phone out. I'm taking notes whenever you say anything.
That's
So
fair.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're talking just Disneyland, right?
Any
Or
land. I mean,
anywhere.
any land. We'll get to your dad's land that he thought was underrated in a bit. So
It could be the the land my dad mentioned could be the most heralded land in the history of Disney parks, and he'd still say it was underrated
100%.
because no, it doesn't get enough love. Um, I, the most underrated land. Hmm. That's tough, man.
Yeah, it's almost like you had 3
I'll
days to
stay
think about this.
I'll stay in my backyard and say that I think Frontierland doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, so I think somebody said Frontierland. We'll have to look
Oh,
at
did
it,
they?
but
I didn't go through the responses.
I'm gonna go with Hollywood. I'm totally kidding. No, Hollywoodland is garbage. But I do think Pixar Pier actually doesn't get as much credit for what they've done to it for the reface that they did. So I'll say Pixar Pier just for fun.
Okay.
But let's take a look. Outnumbered 5.2.1 said Tom Sawyer's Land. You get it? It's a land.
Answered the question.
Oh my gosh, ridiculous.
I'm okay with it.
I'm not. I disagree. Boston native 57, also known as Eric Pesolano's father. Big fan of the show.
He's primarily known by his Instagram handle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Epcot's Italy Pavilion is the most underrated land. I don't think so. I mean, you like
we're Italian. We're Italian, man.
Doesn't matter what.
It doesn't. If you're not spending every waking minute in that land when you go to that park, you didn't do your job.
That's fair. That's fair. Give me that.
More
give me
wine,
that
more pizza, more
Give me
pasta.
that pizza from Via Napoli. Oh my gosh. Tristan _Foster01 said Street USA as underrated. Love Main Street, and so does Coral B707, who also said Main Street. And it goes back to the heart of Disney and and Walt.
I don't disagree with them because people treat it as a pass-through.
Yeah, that's all it is to me.
Nobody enjoys Main Street USA for what it is. They look at it as a shopping center.
Yeah.
Or, the place to hang out during either fireworks or a parade. They don't really care about everything going around. Some people do.
Yeah.
Most people are like, get me to the castle.
Well, there you go. We got Tristan and then Coral B. I don't know if Coral's the first name or B's the first name or 707's the first name. Regardless, both thinking Main Street. Darren _Y28 said Frontierland or Toontown. A little nod to your past there, EP. Toontown, at the time you worked there, I'm gonna say no. Toontown now, I would say, is a little bit underrated because I've heard people still say, well, I don't want to go to Toontown, it's a kids area. You got to go back there. They've redone it so well. And there are staples of the old Toontown, and then of course Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is that one ride ended up transforming the entire land and giving it a much needed facelift and paint job.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty underrated. It's always packed, which is a weird thing to say if we're saying something's underrated, but you're right. Most people think that's just for kids. No, go back there and check it out. You'll enjoy it. You don't have to hang out there all day. Just go back there. And I think a lot of the problem too is just its location, right? Because it's a dead end. Once you get back there, that's it. It's the only dead end in the park. Everywhere else you can circle around and come back. But back there, it just stops and you got to turn around. You got to climb back up the hill. Yeah,
it's a long walk to get back there. Darren _Y28 also said Critter Country, rest in peace. It's not gone. It's just closed for half a second. We'll be there. It'll be Winnie the Pooh's still there, and you're still gonna have a log ride of sorts.
They got a lot of work going on back there, and I know Haunted Mansion is not in Critter Country, but it borders it, and it's the reason why most of that stuff is closed off. So them building the retail shop there at the exit of Haunted Mansion, and with Tiana's retheming stores, who knows, is there going to be a pathway back there to get across Disneyland Drive eventually for the Disneyland Forward project? So there's a lot of moving and shaking going on over there. But
not Critter Country, but it's basically Critter Country. So
Right.
there's
Right.
plenty of stuff going on that west side, and how much of that is getting ready for more west side to all of a
Mhm.
sudden show up on the other side of Disneyland Drive? Who knows? We'll see.
The far west side.
The far west side. But I'm excited for all of that. So that should be a lot of fun. Before we get out of here, Eric,
Yeah.
the Drafting the Magic, this or that summertime showdown didn't get off great on Wednesday because for some reason no one could vote on it, but we figured it out. People are voting. It's insane. By the time this show posts, I believe today's vote will be done. Spoiler alert, we're recording on a Wednesday. But the there's already an upset in the works, and
Yeah.
for some reason a bunch of people think Grand Californian is better than Wilderness Lodge. What are you, nuts? It's insane, but this bracket is bringing families together or making them fight. It's my favorite thing.
I'm not voting against my hotel, man. Not doing it.
No reason. There's no reason. I've worked in the Grand Californian. It is not anywhere near as good as the Wilderness Lodge.
I don't care. I'm not voting against my hotels.
I will die on that hill.
No. Yeah, I'm not voting against my hotels.
Regardless.
And again, a lot of this probably has to do with people who are mostly our friends who are here and haven't been to Wilderness Lodge, so they really have no choice.
That's true.
But to go with GCH.
I guess. Well, you made the wrong decision anyway. That being said, regardless, make sure you vote. Hashtag vote on the Drafting the Magic, this or that summertime showdown. It's all on our Instagram stories. Whether it works immediately or not, we are going to get these votes because we got to fill out this bracket. Also, make sure you like the show. Make sure, like we said here on YouTube, to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go over to Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest. I'm kidding. Regardless, make sure that you like the show wherever it might be, because EP, we're having fun with it, and season 3 is coming a quick.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't be afraid to follow us either individually. I believe our names or handles are on the screen somewhere. Yes.
They haven't been recently, but I can add them. Why not?
Oh,
here.
I mean, you can just where is it?
Yeah. Well, we'll put it right here.
I'm looking at my monitor.
I'll put mine right here.
And mine can go right here.
And yours will be right there.
Perfect.
Lovely. Make sure you like the show, everybody. Follow us. And until next time, EP, have a good one, I guess. I don't know. I was going to try to make a cool catchphrase, but we don't have one of those. So we might as well just go. Dun, 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 dun.